All right, I'm going to do a little talk about the difference between the CyberPower GXiVR8060A5 versus the CyberPower GXiVR8020A5. So potentially the big difference between the two are the GPUs. So this one comes with an RX 580, which is actually a stronger GPU. Scores 6% higher on average, but it is 9% stronger across the board. There are a couple games like Grand Theft Auto where it does better. Fortnite has better FPS, but not by very much. And if you go down the list, it's usually about close to 10% stronger across the board. So this one does generally get a higher benchmark, and it also gets higher FPS by 9%, which doesn't sound like quite a bit, but it is when it comes down to gaming. The other main difference is this one has colorful lights that can change color and you can lock it, which is pretty convenient, and this one only comes with red. There's nothing that stops you from putting in a light strip like what I did, because this is the original PC I bought, and I just bought a 1060 on my own just to show the difference between the two, as well as buying an SSD. Also, the mouses are different. This one doesn't have a rapid button. What I mean by that is this little red button right yonder, right there, actually shoots in three-shot bursts, which is very, very nice. Um, Next, this one just doesn't have it, but this one has a better spin wheel. I can just tell from the textures, and it looks like it's an RGB underneath. I have never used that one or seen it in person, so I'm just speculating, but chances are you're not even going to keep this mouse and keyboard for very long. The keyboard is okay. It's not the best. It is okay. So the difference between these two PCs is $70. So to add an SSD, because the SSD comes in this one, which is 15 times faster. So my startup time for my Windows with just the hard drive was a minute and 10 seconds, and my startup time with after I switched to an SSD turned down to something shocking like 15 seconds. So that is a big thing. So $70 difference for light up lights and an SSD, but you can easily buy the same type of SSD for 30 bucks. Yeah. So if you want higher performance, this one is much better. But if you want faster load times without having to spend any money, this one is better. But you can always add an SSD and use a free transfer system. So uh, Windows cloning, I can leave a link if you guys are curious about that. But again, it's just based on speculation of 9% better. The RX 580 also comes with 4 gigabytes of dedicated VRAM, which is much better than the 3 because a lot of games don't run on 3. But I'm not saying the 1060 is bad. I use it as well, and I use the RX 580. But I honestly think that this one is the better bang for your buck to just buy an SSD and do it yourself. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message and I will walk you through what I mean if I didn't explain it correctly.